One thing that I've been thinking about, though, since making this image of Sean battling the recycling bin, is that all of the times that I have needed to use graphic designers in the past, even now for making podcast thumbnails, all of this stuff is quite easily done through ChatGPT or some of these other art generators like Midjourney. And also from, I washed a fancy pair of jeans on New Year's Day, and I asked ChatGPT for 10 different ways of washing denim and the sorts of effects they would have. And it gave them to me instantly, which saved me a ton of research on clothing sites. Sean recently had a great interview with a fashion blogger and writer named Derek Guy. But I see this totally putting tons of people out of work over the next 5, 10, 20 years. And I'm wondering, I mean, this seems like a very existential threat to the way society goes now. And I'm wondering what sorts of safeguards or countermeasures you see for this, in particular, Steve, since you brought up the countermeasures.
Oh, there have been predictions of massive technological unemployment since the 60s, probably before, and it's never happened because new jobs materialize as quickly as old ones become obsolete. So we haven't missed the fact that there are no longer elevator operators or telephone switchboard operators, because new jobs like website designers have arisen. And as Joel Moker put it, maybe all the unemployed truck drivers will become tattoo removal technicians or pet psychiatrists or video game costume designers. We just can't predict what jobs might materialize. Now, I don't want to, this doesn't mean that they will. So far, there have been very few signs of technologically driven unemployment. And it may be that, the soft landing would be that another fear, namely underpopulation, the fact that industrialized countries and probably the rest of the world to follow will soon be at below replacement rate of fertility, with fears that there won't be enough people to do the work that has to be done, might partly be compensated for by the fact that a lot of jobs that used to be done by humans will be automated to everyone's benefit.
Sean, Dan, do you have any thoughts on this?
I'll just say very quickly, I did another podcast a couple of years ago before ChatGPT, et cetera, with John Danaher, who's a philosopher, who says, look, let's at least contemplate the possibility of a coming automated utopia. That, yeah, indeed, technology, AI, and robots get rid of a lot of the jobs, and they're the jobs that we don't want to do. And we get so much productivity from this that we can give everyone a universal income and just have a good time. Maybe the society does not really have the impetus or gumption to make that happen, but it's within our ability to contemplate making that happen. Maybe it's something to keep in mind as a goal.
Yeah.
I think the problem that I'm pointing at, though, is we're living in a world now where ChatGPT is not cleaning our sewers or toiling in the fields, but now it's doing our art and it's doing our writing. It's not doing the jobs that we hoped robots would do. It's doing the jobs that we think humans should be doing and enjoying. It's making music. It's doing all sorts of the really fun things. It'll probably be doing philosophy and cognitive science and
maybe.
And
I mean, some of it, especially when it comes to art, might run up against just the problem of people's hunger for authenticity, for the fact that people really do pay more for an original Picasso than a lifelike fake indiscriminate. That can't be discriminated from the original. People will pay more for Bruce Springsteen's guitar than for another guitar that just happens not to be Bruce Springsteen's, but otherwise is indistinguishable. People go to concerts, they go to museums. It seems to matter to people what the provenance is of works of art. We don't know how much that will run up against just the economic advantages of mass producing art with these generative models, and also the fact that they're amazingly, that they're surprisingly good. Not that many of them are so good that they, as yet, will replace human-generated content in terms of what people really enjoy or willing to pay for. That day may come. It certainly isn't here yet, and it's not clear that the generative model technology, which involves just sucking up statistical patterns from massive data sets, will be the route to generating the kind of art or the kind of philosophy or the kind of essays that people find valuable.